Welcome to this IELTS Listening Practice Test, brought to you by Spinta, your partner in English exam success. This test simulates the real IELTS listening experience with authentic question types, timing, and difficulty levels you'll encounter on exam day. You'll hear the audio only once, just like in the actual test, so stay focused and keep your pencil ready. Remember to read the questions carefully during the preparation time and transfer your answers accurately. This practice will help you build confidence, improve your listening skills, and familiarize yourself with the IELTS format.
Part 1. Now look at Part 1. You will hear a woman telephoning the organizer of an artisan food market to inquire about renting a stall. You will now have some time to look at the questions.
Good morning, City Market. Soren speaking.
Oh, hello. I'm calling about the possibility of renting a stall at your artisan food market. I have a small business, and I'm looking for new places to sell my products.
That's great. You've come to the right place. I can take some details from you. First of all, could I have your name?
Yes, it's Camila Santos.
Camilla, could you spell your surname for me, please?
Of course, it's Santos.
Thank you, Camilla. And an email address?
It's camila.santos@webworld.net. That's WEBWORLD.net.
Got it. And what kind of products do you sell?
I make artisan cheese. All handmade with local milk, comb, and
Artisan cheese. Wonderful. Our customers love that. And do you have a company name?
yes, it's called the Gourmet Plate.
The Gourmet Plate. A lovely name. Okay, that's the basics. Let's talk about the stalls.
Great. What are the options?
We have two sizes. The standard is 2 meters by 2 meters, and we also have a larger option, which is 3 meters by 2 meters.
I have a display fridge, so I think I'll need the bigger one, the 3 by 2.
Okay, so a 3 by 2 meter stall. The basic cost for that is £75 for the day. Do you require access to electricity for your fridge?
Yes, I will. How much extra is that?
The electricity hookup is an additional £15, so that brings your total to £90 for the day.
£90. Okay. Is there any other paperwork you need?
The one thing we insist on for all our vendors is that they have up-to-date public liability insurance. It's a requirement from our side for health and safety. We'll need to see a copy of your certificate.
Yes, of course I have that. I can email it to you.
Perfect. Now, do you have any questions for me?
Just a couple. Can you confirm the location?
Yes, we're held in the city's Old Merchants Square, right in the heart of the historic quarter. It's a beautiful setting.
Oh, yes, I know it. And what time can vendors arrive to set up?
The market opens to the public at 10 a.m., but you can get access from 7 a.m. on Saturday morning to get your stall ready.
Saturday morning, from 7. That's great. Finally, what kind of promotion do you do for the market?
We have a very active presence on social media. We'll feature all our vendors in the week leading up to the market, so we'll be in touch to get some photos of your cheese.
That sounds fantastic. Thank you so much for all the information.
Part 2. Now look at Part 2. You will hear an organizer giving a welcome talk at a mental health awareness event. You will now have some time to look at the questions.
Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Mindful May, our annual community well-being event. My name is Zara, and on behalf of the organizing committee, it's wonderful to see so many of you here. Our aim today is to open up conversations about mental health and provide you with some practical tools for your well-being. To help you find your way around, please take a look at the event plan on the screen. We are currently in the main hall. The first place you should probably visit is our information desk. It's located just inside the entrance, immediately on your left. That's point B on the plan. Our volunteers there can give you a program for the day. For those who want to get creative, we have an art therapy corner. This is in the far left corner of the hall, at point G. It's a lovely bright space with all the materials you could need. All our main talks and panel discussions will be taking place on the main stage, which is centrally located at the back of the hall, at point E. Throughout the day, if you need a moment of peace and quiet, we have set aside a dedicated quiet meditation zone. This is the small room on the right-hand side of the hall, at point C. No phones are allowed in there. And finally, before you leave, please add your mark to our community mural. This is a large canvas set up along the back wall on the right, at point F, where you can paint or write something that represents what wellness means to you. Now I'd like to quickly run through our fantastic lineup of speakers for today. Kicking us off at 10:30 will be Dr. Anya Sharma, a nutritionist who will be talking about the powerful link between what we eat and our emotional state. Her talk is called Nutrition and Mood. Following that, at 11:30, we have business coach Mr. David Chen, who will be providing practical tips for creating a mentally healthy office environment in his talk on workplace wellness. After lunch, at 1:30, tech journalist Ms. Isabella Rossi will be discussing the importance of disconnecting from our devices in her session on digital detox. Then at 2:30, we have psychologist Professor Ben Carter, who will be exploring how we can cope with life's challenges, in his talk on building resilience. And our final speaker of the day at 3:30 is Ms. Chloe Davis, a sleep scientist who will be sharing her expertise on getting a good night's rest in her talk about sleep hygiene. We hope you enjoy the day.
Part 3. Now look at Part 3. You will hear two students, Joaquin and Eleni, discussing their digital humanities project with their tutor, Dr. Al-Hassan. You will now have some time to look at the questions.
Come in. Joaquin, Eleni, good to see you. You wanted to discuss your proposal for the Digital Humanities Project. Yes, Dr. Al-Hassan. We've chosen our primary source material, a collection of letters from 19th century immigrants to the city. But we're struggling to frame our research. Well, your proposal says your aim is to see what the letters are about. What's the problem with that?
It just feels a bit vague. It's not really a research question. It doesn't give us a clear direction for our analysis.
I agree. That's a common issue. You need to be more specific. This is where digital tools can help you move beyond simple reading. For instance, have you considered something like topic modeling? We've read a little about it. Is that where the computer analyzes the frequency of words to find themes? Precisely. Its great strength is its ability to work at a huge scale, processing thousands of documents to identify hidden themes that a human reader might miss entirely. It can reveal the underlying semantic structure of your entire dataset.
That sounds powerful, but are there any drawbacks? I worry sometimes that focusing so much on data and visualizations means we lose touch with the actual words on the page.
That is the fundamental risk of this kind of work, and it's a very important point. The tools can give you what's called a distant reading of the text, but you must always combine it with your own close reading. The tool is an aid, not a replacement for your own critical analysis. You must not let it distance you from the text itself. That makes sense. We've been looking at a few different tools. There's one called Gephi, which seems to be for creating network graphs. Yes, Gephi is excellent for visualizing relationships between people or places. Then you have something like Voyant tools.
I played with that one. It's great for showing word frequencies and concordances. It seems best for a stylistic analysis of a single text or a small number of them.
And I found one called Palladio, developed at Stanford University. That seems to be specifically for historical datasets, for plotting connections on a map, so it's very focused on geographic data mapping. Correct. And for the topic modeling we discussed earlier, one of the most widely used academic tools is a program called Mallet. It's a powerful package for statistical topic analysis.
Okay, this gives us some great options. So we could refine our project plan. What would be the first step?
But first we need to digitize the whole collection of letters so they're in a machine-readable format. A crucial and often time-consuming first step. And then?
Then we could use named entity recognition software to automatically tag key people, places, and organizations mentioned in the text.
And for our final step, we can import that data into a tool like Gephi to visualize the connections between all those entities. That would show us the social network of the immigrant community at that time. Excellent. Digitize, identify, visualize. That is a clear, focused, and exciting digital humanities project. A huge improvement.
Part 4. Now look at Part 4. You will hear a university lecture on the topic of quantum computing. You will now have some time to look at the questions.
Good morning. In the final lecture of our Frontiers of Science series, we are tackling a topic that promises to reshape our world, quantum computing. To understand its power, we must first contrast it with the computers we use every day. Classical computers, from your smartphone to the most powerful supercomputer, process information using, quote, bits. A bit is a tiny switch that can be in one of two states, either a 0 or a 1. Quantum computers, on the other hand, use, quote, qubits. A qubit can also be a 0 or a 1, but thanks to a quantum mechanical phenomenon, it can also exist in a state of superposition, which means it can be both 0 and 1 at the same time. This seemingly small difference is the key to a quantum computer's immense power. There are two key quantum phenomena that make this all possible. The first, as I mentioned, is superposition. Because a qubit can hold multiple values simultaneously, a quantum computer can perform a huge number of calculations at once. This ability for massive parallel processing is what gives it a speed advantage for certain types of problems. The second key phenomenon is entanglement. This is a counterintuitive property that connects two or more qubits in a special way. Albert Einstein famously called it spooky action at a distance. When qubits are entangled, the state of one instantly influences the state of the other, no matter how far apart they are. This interconnectedness allows for even more complex computations. However, building a functioning quantum computer is one of the greatest scientific challenges of our time. Qubits are incredibly delicate. They are highly susceptible to interference from their environment, things like temperature fluctuations or stray magnetic fields. This environmental interference, which scientists call noise, can easily destroy the fragile quantum state. To combat this, most quantum computers need to be kept in highly controlled environments at temperatures colder than deep space, close to absolute zero. Furthermore, due to this fragility, errors are common, and developing effective quantum error correction is a major technical hurdle that scientists are still grappling with. So, assuming we can overcome these challenges, what could we do with this technology? Let's look at 3 key application areas. First, medicine. The immense processing power of quantum computers could simulate the behavior of complex molecules with perfect accuracy. This would revolutionize drug discovery, allowing us to design new medicines much faster than is currently possible. Second, materials science. Similarly, we could design new materials from the atom up, creating substances with precisely the properties we want. Imagine designing a new catalyst for carbon capture, more efficient solar cells, or a room temperature superconductor. Third, and perhaps most urgently, is cryptography. A large-scale quantum computer would be able to break most of the encryption standards that currently protect our data online, from bank accounts to state secrets. This threat is so significant that it has spurred a whole new field of research into developing what is known as quantum-resistant cryptography. In conclusion, it's important to state that this technology is still very much in its infancy. We are in the early days, equivalent to the 1950s for classical computing. But its potential impact is expected to be just as profound and transformative as the invention of the original classical computer. It truly is a new frontier.
And pencils down. You've survived another IELTS listening marathon. If your brain feels like it just ran a mental obstacle course, congratulations. That means you're doing it right. Want to torture yourself with more tests? We mean enhance your skills? Head to Spinta.org. That's Spinta.org, where we've got reading, writing, speaking practice, and vocabulary games that are actually fun. Yes, fun and IELTS in the same sentence. We're rebels like that. Thanks for listening with Spinta. Now go treat yourself to something nice. You've earned it. Spinta. Push forward. Achieve more.